right, everyone. Thank you and welcome back to another episode of Specialty Chef Marty Unfolded with your host, Marty. I thank you guys again for just supporting me, and I'm trying to get to number 20, but number 20 is kind of hard to get to. But I'm still trying to go ahead and do my thing out here, and to get a hold of my channel and to listen to every episode, you just need to just go to your favorite satellite radio channel and click on the plus sign to add my channel, and to go ahead and catch up with every episode that comes out. You hit the check mark, and then you can get every notification that comes out. So that's every episode that I put out every single week. All right, thanks again. So I have an interesting guest on my show here tonight. Today's subject is going to be about dieting, because I think that this is a great topic to talk about, because it is that time of year that we have those few holidays that come around and we just indulge. Honestly, indulge. But anyhow, but that's how we do things all around these holidays. But I just want to introduce my guest. He's a friend of mine. We go way back. He knew my son when he was like...
My family, bro.
Oh, there we are. See, he already chimed in. Here's my boy, Bruce Carroll. My man. They call him... what's your code name?
Doom Turtle.
Doom Turtle. There you go. So, I'm glad that you was able to go ahead and give me a little bit of your time.
I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you coming by and just
nice
sitting there.
Smoke session and chill.
Talking
about getting in my belly on the holiday.
I hear you. But
whole turkey stuffed in there.
Well, there's gonna be a lot of turkey being stuffed later on this month,
Absolutely.
you know. But
and for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I am just tripping on right now, and let's kind of like maybe just do this little aha thing, you know, like, why is this topic always coming around this time of the year? Or they start, everyone that is thinking about going on a diet is thinking about when they're going to be going on this diet.
Yeah, most people go that they can't go on that diet until after the new year for sure, because you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year, and you know you're going to misbehave on every one of them. Everybody always does. True.
Even me. I mean, I be baking and cooking things that I'm not supposed to be having, and like, you know, lots of sugar and, you know, salt, you know, stuff like that. But I don't necessarily go about that regimen about saying, you know, I need to go on this diet, you know. Maybe diet, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. When I say diet, guys, I'm not criticizing or anything like that. We're just having a discussion about something that happens every single year that I'm kind of puzzled about, and I have a friend.
A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it.
Exactly. And I have a friend that you know, that will indulge in conversation about this particular subject. That's all it's all about. But I'm not trying to say that I'm the Wikipedia of diet. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, why is that subject always coming around?
Man, because
around
we
that
eat
time
our
of year?
tails off all holiday season, man.
Is that what it's all about?
That's what it's all about. You do even Easter. What?
Well, you ain't talking about Easter, though.
But I'm just saying, every holiday we gorge, though. It has to do with every holiday. When you really think about it, we put our bodies through it multiple times in a given year.
True.
Where we just eat way too much.
So you're saying that we need to...
I think it's just one of those things now where you kind of got to think about more what's good for your body to live that longer life.
Gotcha. I understand. But all I'm saying is that, you know, that eating out, you know, I always...
stuff, all the preservatives.
I try to go past McDonald's doing 85 because I gotta go. I gotta do one
reverse.
Because that double cheeseburger, I don't know. There's something about that double cheeseburger.
About those fries too.
Exactly. But that's a whole different subject, guys. But if you have any comments or any, tell me what you think about why do you go on a diet if you go on a diet? What's your objective? Why do you choose to that particular moment to start thinking about going on a diet, changing your habits on eating? And
this is something you should do all year long.
Right. And why is it always around right after New Year's?
I guess, though, a little bit, if you're not overly bad with it, having a little bit extra ain't so bad, but it depends on what you're also having,
Yeah, but, there's some people that eat.
Going up for that third plate, nobody should do it.
That is something like on Thanksgiving. On Christmas, I don't see that much indulging like you would do on Thanksgiving. But anyhow, I can't even say you can't even say.
Man.
But look,
bro, come on, you get in front of that television after you.
Yeah.
You probably got your meal sitting in because you're watching football.
Exactly.
All the ladies are off doing their thing, man.
You're probably right.
Piling up on those chairs inside the living room. Everybody's glued to that television watching some Dallas Cowboys football.
Exactly.
But no, man, and that's part of it too. Everybody's together. Everybody's just enjoying themselves. Nobody really thinks about it during the holiday, I guess. You're just enjoying your time with family, and everybody just keeps going and doing their thing.
Well, that is true, but
yeah. Then we fall asleep on the couch.
But that's only around the holidays. But let's go ahead and I want to go ahead. Let's try to stay on topic now. You have been going up and down yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's been a challenge, and that's probably, it's probably been one of those times that you've probably like, why can't I just, make up its mind? If it's going to be on and on, so if it's going to be off,
Mm-hmm.
Tell me just a little bit of your struggles do you think about going on diets or anything like that?
No, I just think that it's more moderation than anything else.
When you say moderation, you think of certain foods?
Certain foods, don't... In certain ways, though, because I believe that, like, if you're going to use certain things, like, you should use real butter. Don't use, margarine and stuff like that. Use real for certain things. But everything's supposed to be in moderation.
Okay.
So, more protein, more salads, more things like that.
Right.
It's when we have to actually go out and eat a lot that we get all that stuff that we shouldn't have in our bodies.
Right.
Try to be good at home with what you have,
That is true, because I even had a episode that I did. I think it was episode 15 that I talked about. Because I work from home, and working from home can make you lazy and make you
you're doing more sedentary work.
Right,
yeah, absolutely.
So what I have done is that I made my own pantry, and you probably can see some of the stuff that I have downstairs. And I think that could be a way of you controlling a so-called diet that you're saying that you're trying to be on or stick to a regiment of a person that's told you about a diet,
No. I mean, everybody likes something different to begin with. Not every fruit, not every vegetable's for a person.
Right.
Everybody has their different likes and dislikes when it comes to that, but they should be in your diet as much as you can for sure, because they're good for you.
Yeah, because certain vegetables and fruits give you certain nutrients and
antioxidants and different things in your body that are good for you.
Right.
But
when you think of certain ways that people go about doing this dieting thing every single year, because I have met females that I would do baked goods, like in November, all the way to New Year's.
Yeah.
Bringing in, different baked goods throughout that time, And here's these ladies that would just be like gobbling it up, with no problem. And then as soon as after New Year's, like a week after, I bring some more goodies in. Oh, I can't have that. I got to watch my sugar. I got to watch my salt. I got to watch my fats. I got to watch my carbohydrates. I got to watch my proteins. I got to watch. I'm like, holy moly.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I understand that too, but it's like sitting down with the package of Oreo cookies and deciding that you're going to eat 4 or 5, or if you're going to eat a whole row. Especially when you got the milk there.
But you can't compare that because Oreo cookies is one of those food addictions.
No,
Oreo cookie is a food addiction because when I have to actually control myself with Oreo cookies because I love them.
I love them, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I have some. I have them downstairs right now.
Nah.
But
and if you do get them, you got to get the little thin ones anymore, man, because
just the regular ones.
Man,
straight up.
It's like
before they did all that dilly dally with thin
3/10 an inch of
thick
cream.
And all that. The double stuff came out.
Yeah,
because
that was extreme.
It was like an extreme Oreo at the time. Yeah. I can accept that cookie.
I don't like the mint ones either, though.
Don't like those at all.
Nope.
Give me just a straight Oreo cookie and we straight. Yeah. And that's an indulging type of...
I still want a couple to fall down to the bottom of the glass. I'll see them later.
God, give me a spoon later. That's going to be good.
Hell yeah, it is. You know it.
Anyhow. But that's an indulging kind of thing. We're not talking about that.
No, of course, yeah.
We're talking about when you would do something like that. Now, tell me. Now, I hadn't heard that they would go ahead and do a diet, but I don't know. I rarely hear that they're doing something like an exercise. Like I'm doing this type of exercise along with my diet. Mm-hmm. I am trying just to,
We're in jobs like where we are on our butt a lot anymore. Mm-hmm. And it's just what we do for our living.
Right.
So I do a delivery service from time to time. And when I do it, if I'm working a 12-hour day,
right,
probably 8 hours of that is in the vehicle just driving or sitting.
Okay.
And then the other 4, you're out actually doing deliveries. But in the course of a day, when you're talking about that every day, you're on your butt a lot.
So is that affecting your diet?
I think it affects the way that you eat because you're on the go all the time.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because then you're eating more foods out that are more processed instead of cooking at home. And then when you do get home, a lot of people are to the point where they don't want to make meals for the next day at home because they're already tired and they just want to chill. And so they go out and they eat again. When they're in that kind of a job.
But
because a lot of times you don't know when you're going to have the opportunity to eat.
Okay. But everyday life, when you're sitting at home, and
I very much watch what I have most of the time.
And your refrigerator is stocked, with
fruits,
all
vegetables,
the things that you
everything
like
that you could possibly want.
Okay.
Yep.
Now,
the pantry
without being on the go, without being on, without having the, support yourself, yes. Without having that type of career, doing that type of occupation to make money.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that when I hear people they say they're going on a diet, they go on a diet to say, hey, I want to lose weight. I want to go ahead and lose 25 pounds, or I want to fit into this. I hear women saying they want to fit into certain clothing.
Right.
Or I see, I hear guys who want to get slimmed down and get rid of the little fatty things on the sides, and get rid of the man boobs, stuff like that. It's on both sides of the fence.
Sure.
I'm not criticizing anything or anybody. I'm talking about everything.
Right.
Black, white, don't matter. You're a human being. Everyone's shaped a different way. Everybody wants a certain thing that they want on their body. You know what I'm saying? People like tattoos and stuff like that. But when I'm talking about weight, is that when you go on a diet, are you really that strict about losing the weight to go on that diet to make sure that you're doing it, or are you just trying to get to that weight and be like, yeah, I did it, and then turn around and just say, whatever, I did it. No. And don't try to keep it off.
Want to try to get there and stay there. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, depending on what you're doing, it makes it harder to do. And I think that everybody has that struggle in one way or another. If you can't cook at home all the time and try to be more, then I said that's my view on it.
So you're actually saying life kind of gets in the way.
It does sometimes.
Okay.
It does.
But
that doesn't mean you should go crazy on the holidays either, though. I mean,
but the holidays is where you can gorge and just be like, hey, I can't believe, Aunt Sally's freaking apple pie came over here. I haven't had this pie in like 5-6 years.
Yeah, and it's a 32-inch round pie because they don't know any better. They
Right.
took the whole oven just to make the one pie.
Exactly. They took a whole bushel of freaking apples and peeled them and made one and a half pies. You know what I'm saying? They don't got the other pie with them.
There's a lot of crust on that pie.
But we're just sitting around talking about certain things.
How do you feel on it also, though?
Well, my point of view, I'm glad you asked because, I'm always the one asking the questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a two-sided thing, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But I'm always trying to keep a good positive thing going
Absolutely.
here, So, I appreciate it again. My point of view about dieting is, when you go on a diet and you think the diet is it working for you or is it working against you? And what I mean by that is that are you actually staying true and trying to and adopt different practices and
try to eat
nutrition
more healthy
and
try to
exercise,
eat more healthy. Yep.
Stuff like that. And are you trying to be your own ambassador of your health that people see and want to adopt what you're doing? With anything,
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing something that you love and something that you're passionate about, and so, you gotta actually. They say what's that thing they say? If you do something in 30 days or 60 days, it becomes a habit.
Sure.
Has it become a habit on this diet? Don't know. Everybody's different, just like you said. But my point of view is, are you going to go on a diet just to say you're going on a diet because everyone else is going on a diet? Because you don't feel like you're left out? Because if you don't feel like you're going on a diet, it's just like saying, hey, just jump off this cliff. Are you really going to jump off the cliff if the other person jumps off? The other person that jumped off the cliff that's telling you to jump off, maybe have a parachute.
No, you just try to have more good stuff than bad.
True.
That's the moderation is having more good stuff than bad.
Okay. When you say good and bad, you can have too much of good that's bad for you, and too much of bad that could reverse the same thing.
It's supposed to be a good balance of it all. You're supposed to have a good balance of fats in your diet. You're supposed to have a good balance of vegetables and fruits in your diet. Mm-hmm. Those are all important to your well-being.
Okay. So, if you was put to the test, say January 10th, 2023,
Mm-hmm.
and you had your ideal weight, and your health is what it is, and your conditions are what they are, and your age is what your age is.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are things that you have right now. It's not like you just stepped in somewhere and like, hey, I got a brand new everything. Here, let's go ahead and go out.
But I feel more.
Do this.
I feel more good than bad still, as far as most
That's
things
good.
go. So yeah,
that's good,
and that's a good thing. I mean, I look at a lot of things these days, and you got to be more subjective to living life in the moment that you're in,
right?
Not being stupid with it. Don't go tempting fate or anything like that.
Right.
But as far as that goes, just, be good with what you're trying to do,
And being good at that is something that has to happen.
Yep.
Because that's good, being good-natured and being respectful. But
we live for the day that we're in because nothing else is promised but that day that we're in, and that's where I am for a lot of it. But try to live healthy as you can during the time that we have, and I think that's what we all need to try to do more.
But I think what it is I think another thing too is that I feel that this dieting, if you want to say diet or dieting or whatever, moves you to do what you're trying to do with your body to make it more healthier. I think what it is that it's a pickup, and it's like a really good feeling, and it plateaus, and then it's a drop. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by a drop is like, it seems like to me is that once you plateau out, and you don't, and then all of a sudden your body feels like it's not doing anything, it's not going anywhere. You feel like you're doing the same things. You're not doing anything different. Mm-hmm. What it is that you need to step up a little bit more in your workout, or not so much change your diet or anything like that. You need to push your body a little bit further to see that transformation.
Sure.
You know, and that's where some fail to see the transformation when they go on these diets. And I'm like, I'm not a thin man. I mean, I'm not this well-built guy. You know, I'm 56 years old. You know, I'm gray-haired. I'm bald. You know, I do certain things that I'm not supposed to do. Mm-hmm. But
we all do.
I feel that I'm okay in health. Mm-hmm. But I feel that I watch what I eat, and I watch what I put in my body, and I do natural juices and stuff like that. It's not very good tasting.
No, normally isn't. That's for sure.
But, you know, I tried it for the first time of, you know, of beets and ginger and an avocado seed, and blend it all together with a little bit of honey. It tasted okay.
You didn't want a swig of apple cider vinegar?
Tried that too. I tried that too. Oh. But you know, that's another diet too. You know, that I heard, the apple cider vinegar diet. You know, what is that about?
You used to go get the stuff in the store.
What did you think? You was on that diet?
Man, that stuff was horrible to digest. Tell
me your experience.
Come on, that stuff was brutal. I mean, it does actually help.
In what ways? Healthy.
Healthy. It's just really good for you. It cleanses you out.
Okay.
But I don't know many people that can just take it and say, "Man, that tasted great." Because
I don't think it would.
It does not taste great, man. I put that stuff in with honey. Used to mix around with a bunch of stuff that's all healthy for you, trying to make it taste sweeter. Nah, nothing helped it. Nothing helped it at all.
I don't think nothing would help it. It's vinegar for Christ's sake.
I mean, and it is concentrated, bro. That stuff is so brutal.
Just because it says apple cider,
and then you finally do swallow it, and then you're still like, hey. For a moment. You know you are. Come on.
What motivated you to do that diet?
I had actually heard about that a long time ago from like my mom talking about just like health benefits of it. And I guess when a lot of people were doing it,
right.
I tried it, and I tried to do it for a while, and it does actually work. I won't say anything against that because it does. It burns a lot of fats in your body, and it's really hard to digest. So you
can't swallow it like swallow an egg, huh?
No, I'd actually rather swallow an egg.
You can swallow an egg before you swallow that.
Swallow that.
Oh, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? He'll swallow an egg before he swallow freaking apple cider vinegar.
Yep.
I'll probably put you on that. It's just harsh. Harsh. But
that's with a little extra on it.
Exactly. Harsh. Anyhow, so when you were on this diet, what was your objective to... What was your goal?
I was actually doing more for a cleanse, just to get a lot of the junk that builds up in your body over time. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Did you feel lighter? Did you feel you lost a few pounds? You know.
Yeah, you feel actually more.
You feel more energetic.
More energetic, definitely.
What else does it? What else did you feel? You know, did it make you have better, digestive digestion.
Yeah, all of that. It was much healthier. It felt, like it just cleanses out your body of a lot of impurities that build up over time from the stuff that we eat.
Okay. So it was helping you in a way.
Yeah.
You think it still does it in a way, or is it just over and done with now?
No, I think by now it's probably over and done with. But
too much bacon and freaking.
No, not a lot of bacon anymore.
Shit,
every once in a while I like my bacon, but not very often anymore.
Pastrami sandwich on rye.
I mean, that's always good
cheese.
Too, right? But now I try to avoid that. Every once in a while you go.
Roast beef for those jus.
Every once in a while you go just have it because you got to. If you're craving it like that bad, you should just go take care of that craving.
I hear you.
Yep.
But I would love to indulge in one of those.
Yeah, I couldn't have those all the time.
Philly steak.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Once in a while.
I'm telling you, we're talking about dining on Specialty Chef Marty Unfolded, but this is a cooking channel as well. And I am going to talk about food because I love food too, so I am a chef.
I do love me a good sub.
I am a chef, but I think everything about what Bruce comes here, and we've been brothers for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
And I just want to go ahead and just pick his brain about what's going on with dieting and how, what's his take on dieting. Well, my take was, and I want to know what your take is. And just tell me a little bit more about what you're doing now, what you're preparing to do, or what you have done in the past that worked and what failed, because you got to also have those failures as well as those successes. So I'm going to go ahead and just let my boy Bruce say a little something about what he does, how you can get a hold of him, and because he moved recently and we've been out of touch for a little bit, so his information is kind of different, so I want to go ahead and let him go ahead and say a few things. Go ahead, brother.
My name is Bruce. I do a little bit of side computer work. If anybody wants to reach out to me, it's 407-391-5077. Any type of computer work that you need done, we can do.
All right. What's the company again?
Mr. Wizard LLC.
All right, now, Mr. Wizard LLC, you heard it here on Specialty Chef Marty Unfolded. Thank you guys again for giving me just a little bit of your time, just to bring you just what's on my mind. And I'm so happy that my boy came over just to talk to me.
Thanks, bro.
And help
It's
me
been
out.
fun.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you so much for helping me out. And again, you guys have a great and wonderful night. Always subscribe and always be kind to someone and help others that are in need.
Absolutely, all the time.
All right. Peace.